Today we're going to get into the first 3 episodes of Love Island Games Season 2. I just finished watching episode 3. You guys, this thing that I love has come back to me and I just am so fucking grateful. I feel like I have been looking forward to an episode each day for the past 3 days, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow's episode, so on and so forth. But not in the way that I was looking, like, so I was laid off from my job earlier this year. And it left me in a really vulnerable position, okay? Because Love Island was made to be binged. And usually I can consume Love Island in a healthy way. I have been doing it for years. But this summer, something took over me. Not in a weird way, because some of y'all are really weird. Like some of y'all, I will go on TikTok and scroll, get off, and come back later, 4 hours later, and y'all are still on the same TikTok lives. It is scary what happened to you all this summer. I didn't quite get there, but I do understand that this was a trying time for all of us, okay? And I am just so happy because with Love Island Games, I feel like I have what I usually have with Love Island, where I can look forward to it. But like, I have peace in my heart, like, oh. Okay, so I really didn't want to start the video. This is really how I wanted to start this video. Hold on. Wonder about what he's doing. How it all turned to lies. Desire, there is gonna be a flame. Where there is a flame, someone's bound to get burned. Was because it burns doesn't mean you're gonna die. And try. Wow, you guys, the music this season has been so freaking good. The music in Love Island, like, I swear, if I was in the villa, I wouldn't be able to, honestly, I'd probably have scammer allegations if I was in the villa, because things would be happening, because I love this show. I know how the show is supposed to go. Things would be happening and I'd be mid-conversation with someone being like, oh my god, I hope they play this song over this scene. Knowing damn well that's not the song they're gonna play, because why would they know what song I'm thinking? But like, I've even thought, like, if I was in soul ties with somebody and then they got up, I would be like, well, I'm just gonna stay here for a minute. I would literally be talking to that camera that's up there in soul ties, like, Siri, only not Siri. Ian, I know you, Ian. I have a song request. I feel so high school every time. Like, oh, please don't play with me. Like, scammer allegations would be up with me, right? Okay. I literally can't stop giggling because I'm just so happy. Okay. Anyway, I played that song because that was the song that started off episode 3, because we had a duel in episode 2. And I just felt like watching the whole intro of tonight's episode, I was like, this feels so right. They've been killing it with the music this season, you guys. And okay, actually, you know what? Let me get out some preliminary thoughts before we go through the cast. It honestly makes me feel like the season that we got this summer, a lot of it really was bad casting. Like, I actually, because you know what, I had this thought, like, nobody wants to make a bad show. Producers, writers, directors, they don't want to make a bad show. You set out to make something good. That's your whole goal. And so when something turns out bad, it's like we were trying so hard though. So that's why, to me, I feel like this cast this season, they were not giving them anything that they could really work with, and so it kind of pushed them or forced them to focus on the drama and not so much the love or the laughs or the friendships. And that's really not the Islanders' fault, it's casting's fault, okay? whoever decided to put this group of people together, serious flop. I don't even want to put too much on the producers, because now that I'm watching Love Island Games, I see what they can do, and I'm like, okay, unless this is a completely different team, which I don't believe it is, in such a short turnaround, no way. Like, I just don't, it was the cast, okay? I also wanted to say this, because I see the first person on this list is Andrea, okay? Before this show started, I said, you know what? Anybody who's ever been wronged by the Love Island edit, come to the front. Come to the front. You need to be on the line with the producers. You need to be in their DMs. You need to be asking a friend of a friend of a friend for a referral to get your ass on the next Love Island Games, because this is your chance to redeem yourself, okay? So I'm looking at you, Andrea. I'm looking at you, KK, which, ooh. I'm looking at you, I mean, is it Andreina? I'm looking at you, Andreina, because Andreina, they were eating you up when you got out that villa. And Andreina is not necessarily the most sympathetic character right now, and we'll get into that. But she's going to come out of this villa. Let's say she continues on the path she's currently on. Not the best path, but it's a better path than the one that she was on, because we'd rather sit here and look at Andreina like, ooh, girl, you have a bad picker. You don't know how to pick them. As opposed to, you hate girls. You're not a girl's girl. Oh my God, I never want to hear the word girls girl again. Y'all are 28 talking about girls girl. And are you a girl's girl? Please, please, please. Okay. And Andrea, it's been a whole year since your season, and they were still coming at you crazy. So you definitely needed to bring your ass here, because they were saying she was with her boyfriend up until a week before entering this villa, y'all. And the obvious conclusion to draw is that she's here for some money, but honestly, it's bigger than that for Andrea. For some of these people, it's bigger than a bag. For some of these people, we're trying to get our lives back. I'm trying to go on TikTok and laugh with everybody else, okay? The money is a bonus. Although, you know, anyway. Oh yeah, here's the last thing I wanted to say, I think. And this is a life lesson for you and me. I don't know how to word this, actually. You are only as good or bad as the last thing that you did. How do I frame that? How do I like really expand? Like, if you're a musician, right? You're only as bad or good as your last album. If your last album sucked and everyone says you suck, you're not who you used to be, that's okay, girl. Put out the next album and watch how the public turns around on you. Oh, we loved her. Oh, it was just a moment in time. Oh, she was going through such and such. And watch how they make excuses for you and you don't even have to say a word. Same thing goes with an actor and a movie. You're only as good or bad as your last movie. And the same thing goes with Love Island, okay? Everyone was swearing up and down, I'm not watching this next season, next summer. They need to get rid of Love Island altogether. First of all, I don't like the entitlement that you guys have. Who do you think you are saying Love Island shouldn't come back? They got 3 times the viewership that they did last summer. That kiss with Nick and Alandria in Soul Ties had like, what did Ian say? There was like 8, I'm about to make some shit up, but he said something crazy. He said it was like the most viewed scene in Love Island history, or it had like billions of watches or something. I would Google it, but I'm busy talking to you and I'm not rude like that. Ian really said something. Go Google it. Like, what are you talking about? The money is flowing. The show is very successful, more successful than it's ever been. Why would we not do a show next summer? Get a grip, you guys. But that's the thing. A lot of you were here for the wrong reasons. You weren't here for the love of the mother game, okay? I does this. Me and my community, you watching this video, we does this. All season I was screaming, I came here for love. Cause I'm like, what is this, Henny? What is this? But I knew I was gonna tap in for the next thing and the next thing and the next, because I'm real. And I love this. I love this. We haven't talked in so long, you guys. I'm really on one right now. Anyway, I say that to say that Love Island Games season 2 has really brought the magic back. I just realized I'm literally in front of a blank wall. It's giving Ransom. It's giving you have 48 hours. You know what I just realized? I should have like a leaderboard. I should be ranking these people. God damn it, that would help a lot actually. Okay, so what do I want to say? I mean, I kind of want to go through the whole cast list, but I almost feel like I should just start with the people who are top of mind because those are the real divas. Let's start with Josh, because I was going to talk about how I have a soft spot for Josh, and a lot of you are hating on Josh, and I just don't understand because yes, he's being extremely intense, and I think he's being like kind of oddly possessive of Andrea, but at the same time, girl, it's $250,000 on the line, on the table. Like, it ain't a joke to him. And I don't know which Italian mafia mob boss this man owes money to, but he got to pay that money back quick. He left his female clients back home to go do this. So I don't know if he's eating ramen and drumsticks, but like, and not to be offensive because you never want to talk about a man's pockets like that, right? Because if you watch season 3, you would have the which is fine actually. If you didn't watch season 3, that's fine. But like, let me explain to you. Let me get off my high horse and explain. Josh and Shannon were coupled up in season 3. They were going to win that season. Hands down, without a doubt. They were going to be, they're nothing like Serena and Cordell in any fashion of the imagination, but they are like them in the sense that you knew who was going to win this thing, okay? And so when his sister ultimately passes away, him and Shannon walk into the room where all of the Islanders sleep, and everyone wakes up and sees them standing there like, what's going on? And he says, my sister has passed, I have to go. And Shannon decides to leave with him. And he even says in his season and at the beginning of this season that his sister is the one who told him to sign up for the show because she loves this show. Well, she loved this show. It's serious. It's serious for him. And why can't it be serious for him? And that's what bothers me about viewers is like, y'all swear y'all are so above. Y'all swear y'all wouldn't be excited about $250,000. Y'all swear y'all wouldn't be irritated over petty things. Y'all swear y'all would like everybody and smile in everybody's faces. Like, you swear, you swear, you swear. And it's just like, why do you do that? Why do you do that? We don't want to do that though. Anyway, I have a soft spot for Josh because I have a soft spot for those people from the earlier seasons. Like if Cache was on here, I would literally be like 1000% Cache needs to win. Now, don't do too much. I can never do too much, right? Because, you know, we're talking about a blue-eyed, blonde-haired king, okay? And so let me back up off it real quick, right? Okay, is there anything else I want to say about Josh? Oh yeah, so Josh comes in his intro video. Again, the songs that they gave each one of them during their intros, so freaking good. So for Josh, he basically says, I'm definitely here for the money. I want to win this. And then it's like, once he sees Andrea, it's like, she's asking him, you know, are you here for love? Because I'm kind of here for love. And he kind of backtracks on what he said to us and tells her, like, you know, he's open to something. I don't know if this is a tactic, if he started thinking with his little head or what, but there's some inconsistencies here, Josh. And I'm excited to see it play out, I guess. But I think ultimately Josh is here for some money. And if he can lay in the bed with an attractive girl, you know, it's a bonus. But also it is a tactic, and honestly I think the next time we talk about this show we're gonna have to get into like what I'm thinking about strategy, because this third episode is where I really started to see the reason that Charlie was not saved over Kendall. Them girls love Kendall. Them girls are gonna save Kendall every time. And here's the one thing about being loved by women: they are way more likely to save you even if you're a threat to them, to their game, as far as winning the 250K. Well, yeah, they're more likely to save your ass even if it don't make sense for their game. Okay, and all these girls, did all of these girls come here for love? I think that's what they said. I don't think any of the girls straight up said, I am here for the money. They're either here for both or they're here for love. So if you can appeal to this group of girls, that is definitely a tactic in your favor, and we saw that tonight with Kendall and Charlie. Okay, let's get to Charlie. I did not like Charlie that much during his season. I actually liked Charlie, and this is what was so frustrating about season 7 is I would like people like right on the night that they left. The night that Charlie left was the night I said I like him. It was the night him and Hannah were upstairs and they had kind of patched up whatever they were talking through, and Hannah decided she was going to commit to his ass. And then throughout tonight's episode, episode 3, I was kind of thinking, oh, this is like reminding me why I kind of didn't like you at first, Charlie. He talks a lot, you guys. Do you guys remember the scene where it was him and Amaya talking? I believe this is the scene that ultimately made Amaya vote him out that night. Both of them are literally talking over each other, fighting to get their words out, and it was so weird. It was so annoying. But Charlie has these moments of charm, and honestly the reunion should have been the dead giveaway that he was going to be in the finale, because they gave a lot of airtime to the him and Hannah storyline or whatever. He has a lot of charm. He has moments of charm that kind of make me forget why I didn't like him. So tonight, you know, when it's his time to go, he goes, he's looking straight at Ariana. He's like, here we are again. And this is why I love this fucking show, because yes, give me a moment of tenderness, stress me out, and then make it tender again. Like, because when it was him and Kendall standing up there, you guys, I was sitting there with bated breath, like thinking, who do I want to go? Before they ever announce who's gonna go, I'm always thinking, who do I want to go, so that I can prepare myself emotionally. And as annoying as Kendall is, I really couldn't even bring myself to pick a side. And that's the thing, do I even like Kendall? Because Kendall pissed me off in Beyond the Villa. After, like, at the beginning of Beyond the Villa, I thought, you know, Serena's doing kind of a lot about Kendall, and like being adamant that she does not deal with him. As the season continued to go on, I was like, oh, Serena's correct. Serena is absolutely right. Then when he's back in the villa now, it's like, oh, my old friend, like, we really built a bond, didn't we? Didn't we? So I packed my stuff, Courtney just pulled up. Okay. Ariana, the work of a lifetime. But anyway, we're still talking about Charlie. He looks at Ariana tonight when he's eliminated. He says, here we are again, right? A little sooner than last time. Had to beat my own personal record. And he like pauses between each moment, and then they're swapping between him and Ariana, all she could do is smile at him lovingly. And I'm just like, oh, thank you. Make it easier for me. Crack a joke. So yeah, you know what, Charlie, I'm sad to see you go, but honestly at this point you have set yourself up to be able to come back again for a 3rd season. And I'm really curious to see what Love Island is looking to do with this format, because as we know now, Justine and Johnny are back. Justine is a 2-time Love Island winner, the main show and the games show, and it's kind of giving challenge vibes where people start to make their name as, you know, like a Johnny Bananas, or like just returning players. So I'm really curious to see what Love Island is envisioning for the future of the show, if there's even like a long-term plan there or what. But Charlie can definitely come back next season if he's still up for it. In fact, when he left the season, there's something that kind of trips me. Side note, tangent. There was something about seeing the season 7 contestants, including Chris, who else is in there? I forgot. But like, see, even Kendall, because the season 6 people, this was their villa. The season 5 and 4, they had a different villa. And it's something that kind of trips me up about them being in the same villa. It's almost like, honestly, it just makes me think, if I was on that show, if I was on this show, it would be hard for me to get over this. Like, coming back so soon, like, this has to be an emotional tug on Charlie, right? On everyone who was just in this villa. And actually, that makes me want to do a sidestep to Chris really quick, because y'all were eating Chris up on episode 1, because because when he came in, he basically introduces himself and says, but you probably know who I am. Lucinda eats him up and says, why would we know who you are, babe? And Lucinda has the same mouth movements and like the lip structure that Aaron has. But she is so quintessentially UK, and I live for it. I live for it. For a minute there, I did not like Lucinda because, I loved Lucinda in episode 1. And then in episode 2, when she was getting so whiny, like, and down on herself about the challenge, she was starting to irritate me because I was like, you can't be ready to quit already. You can't be ready to quit already. Get up. Dry it up. And she did. And she did. And I forgave her, and now I'm back on the Lucinda train. But anyway, let's get back to Chris. People thought he was acting all cocky. Here's the thing though, like Chris was a list. Okay, first let's humble him. Because yes, Chris, you were a Casa Amor boy. You were not an OG. You were only here because you were able to carry it through with Huda. Because no one else wanted to pair up with Huda. Because Shelly decided to pair up with another man. So like really, you kind of just made the best of what you had and nothing more, nothing less. And but with all of that said, Chris did have the most viral moment in the biggest Love Island finale and or season in history of all Love Islands. So I kind of understood why Chris would come in here saying, you probably know who I am, and he just left. He was just here 2 months ago. So like, I kind of, you know what? Like, so like, yes, be humble, sit down. But I'm not mad because it's just like, of course he's feeling. And then the next thing he's like, oh, let me give you a tour. Like acting like it's his villa. People were saying he's acting like it's his villa. And I'm just like, no, like what it gave to me, and maybe I'm just too, what's the word, forgiving. Like, I don't know. It gave to me being like an upperclassman in high school. Or even in college, like, you know, when you're a freshman, you don't know where anything is. You don't know if you should still be raising your hand for the bathroom. And it's just like, once you're a sophomore or a junior or a senior, you've learned the ropes. And you're ready to show the others how it's done. Like, it's just giving, excitement. It's giving, this is my villa. Like, I know how it works around here. Like, it was giving that. Like, I don't know. Like, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Okay, that is now 2 men that I have soft gone up for. So let me relax. Let me relax. Well, that gets me to thinking. Because who are our all-star girls right now? I would say that the girls, the big girls of the villa right now are Andreina. I think Garby is going to be a comp beast. Like, I think Garby can totally go very far. But as far as like making waves and making noise right now, she is minding her business, which is probably good for her strategy. Let's get into KK and Solean. Because that little conversation that the two of them had, I was living for this. So Solean walks in with Charlie. When she walks in, I'm kind of thinking like, ooh, I'm not really feeling this. And maybe it was the slick back. The slick back was, okay. But, and then the other thing is, so her and Charlie come in, they end up having to choose whoever they want to kiss and then pairing up with that person or whoever. She goes around the circle, looks at Mert. Mert is clearly trying to avoid eye contact with her because he does not want her to choose him. And she ultimately does choose him. And I did see some people saying like, oh, that's my mother. That's blah, blah. It's just like, no. And I kind of see how you could say that. If you want to just root for women, I see where you just come up with things. Like, I do get that. Because I almost got convinced. Sometimes when I see certain comments, I'd be like, okay, you've swayed me. And then I sleep on it. I'm like, no, that don't make no sense. Because I get it as like, oh, you don't want to pair up with me? Now you're forced to pair up with me. And it's like, okay, mother. But at the same time, it's kind of like, no, girl, because now you're going to have to deal with the consequences. Because he definitely came up with that oatmeal for Lucinda and offered you the scraps, and that upset you. So now you got to be upset. You got to be upset because you had to power play with this man. You could have left him be. So yeah, I wasn't really feeling that she chose him, but seeing her in the conversation with KK on episode 2, and kind of getting like her vibe, her sense of humor, even tonight when she's talking to Isaiah's trying to understand if she's feeling him, and she's basically like, I'm not going to tell you that I like you until you tell me you like me. The problem with her is she didn't ask him, did he want, like, she didn't ask him like, who do you want to talk to? So I don't know where she expected to make any progress there, but that's neither here nor there. She's grown on me. I see the fire in her, and I need that, because if we're gonna have KK on this season and she's gonna be making these decisions that she's making right now, I'm gonna need Celine. I'm gonna need that energy in the villa. KK, your picker's off. Still, Andreina, your picker is off. Like, Andreina likes men who aren't gonna do right by her. Like, that's what she like. I don't got no type. Ain't shit is the only man that I like. You do have a type. Andreina, that was pitiful what you did last night in that challenge with Lucinda. Matter of fact, I wrote down the timestamp and I'm about to pull this shit up. I'm about to pull this up. I should have had it ready. Forgive me. Forgive me. Forgive me. I've been going too hard in your city. So forgive me. That shot was crazy, you guys. Both of them just sitting there on the ground like that was crazy. And that's what I'm saying. Like, the producers are giving us everything. Even the little one-liners. When Tyrique was like, something Andreina, but she got an outrageous back. That's crazy. Even Chris trying to tell Tyrique, you should go pursue so-and-so, and him saying, oh, thanks for your blessing. Like, who are you? Who is you? And this is where I'm like, production knows what went wrong. They understand. Because after a season like 7, when you can have like the narrative that one person is running the guys and the guys aren't approaching the girls and whatnot, they said, okay, give me Johnny, give me Isaiah, give me Tyrique, and sure, bring Josh here. We interviewed Josh. He's a little different from the last time. Bring him back. You guys, this is too freaking good. Like, Tyrique is so funny, the one-liners. And here's the thing, don't get it twisted. You don't want to be the girl in relationship with Tyrique. You don't want to be caught in that web. But if you can view it from afar, you're gonna have a good time. The way he's coming at Andreina, like even tonight, I feel like when he said 5-0 is crazy in the duel with Lucinda yesterday, I felt like that was just him being him, and he was keeping it real. Surely it wasn't enough to encourage her, but he probably knew, like, there's nothing I can say to encourage her, because as he said tonight, she don't believe in herself. And here's the thing, we can give him points for being real, but we also have to say, like, that's rude. That's fucking rude. Like, and honestly, I think he first started to get the ick when she started laughing how she does. I don't think there's anything wrong with her laugh. I mean, I do hear what y'all are hearing, don't get me wrong, but it's like, I do feel like he was probably picking up on how she was all up on Johnny, and that wasn't making Tyrique happy, because Tyrique probably likes to be in control. And so he made that little snarky comment about how she doesn't believe in herself and blah, blah, blah. But that's okay, because Andreina is on to the next. And I can't really applaud that, because she shouldn't really have to be on to the next, to be on to the next, to be on to the next, to be okay. Especially if the next is Johnny, girl. Ooh, you just traded up one devil for a worser one. I don't know what to tell you. Honestly, I have nothing else to say about Tyrique. Okay, that's fine. Andreina, we'll see how long you last, because yeah, that was crazy. But you know, I will say, it was still, no matter where you place Andreina, it was good that you came, because they were trying to stick that mean girl narrative onto you. You can get a couple extra minutes of screen time. That'll get your followers up a little bit, and it'll help the girls fall back in love with you. So it's okay. You won regardless of where you place, okay? I did touch on Chris for a second, but let me also say this. I can tell that he has relied on the fact that he is tall for most of his life when dealing with women. So he seems to feel like he don't have to do nothing else but be tall. Okay, interesting. Did we cover everybody? Oh, Mert. Mert is so boring. He's stiff. And I think that he brought them oats upstairs and offered, what's her name, them oats secondhand on purpose. Like, he was trying to tell her, I don't like you. Like, I'm hella mad that you chose me and took me from my girl. That was on purpose, make no mistake. And the fact that Celine said, I'm not a dog, I am not a Doberman. Like, the fact that she chose Doberman was cracking me up, because it was almost as if she was saying, if I was a dog, I'd be a Doberman, but I'm not. But if I was, I'd be a Doberman, but I'm not. Like, yeah, period. Doberman is crazy. Okay. And then we have Nicola. Nicola's super sweet. Nicola, seeing her tonight was so interesting. Like, how she was so pumped up for the competition. She was like, that biatch ain't sleeping in my bed and blah, blah, blah. That was funny seeing that side of her, because I felt the first 2 episodes she was feeling a bit uneasy. I'm pretty sure she knows that Isaiah is not trying to be with her like that. Isaiah has interestingly faded into the background, considering he was so prominent on his season. So I'm waiting to see if he does have a moment. Even in tonight's confessional before the competition, he says, oh dang, like, I don't want to leave, or like, it's a lot of money, I don't want to leave, I'm not gonna leave. It was almost like in the confessional he had the epiphany that he didn't want to leave. He's giving very nonchalant right now, and I feel like if that's the case, he can go. If his spurs don't get to sparking soon, he can go. Even though I just told y'all I got a soft spot, but like, he not making no motion. I mean, even if he also, like, strategically, if he wanted to like get with a new girl, he definitely should have told Celine that he was interested in her, instead of trying to pry that information out of her first. So that whole thing is just, the more I think about it, yeah, just go. I don't think Isaiah got fighting him. I don't know what's going on. Like, it doesn't even seem like he's really here to rehab his reputation. But the episodes have been so long. I keep turning my iPad on and off, sorry. The episodes have been jam-packed, you guys. We haven't gotten filler. Like, I feel like everything they're showing us, we need to see to move it along and for it to be enticing. Give us the stress, the feels, the laughs, the love. So maybe Isaiah is getting his bits off, but we're not seeing it because it's not relevant to the larger storyline right now. But young, dumb, and full of cum. Why did he say that, y'all? Why did he say that? Oh my God. And they played that Jack Harlow song for him. That cracked me up bad. Okay. Did I go through everybody? I think I did. Yeah. Okay. And then Justine and Johnny are in here now. When they announced that last night, I was not really feeling that. I felt like they had their time. They can go. But then tonight, with the way they paired them up with Charlie and Andrina, I felt like, okay, that makes sense. I got this. I like this. If they were smart though, they would send Johnny and Justine packing. Quickly. Let them go. I'm gonna need to see more strategy conversations. I feel like this show is still in its infancy. It's almost like those early seasons of Big Brother where people haven't quite learned the ropes, but there's no excuse to me, because first of all, this is gonna be the easiest it's ever been to win this show. And I'm about to close out, you guys. But let me get this off. Because we've seen enough reality television at this point that we understand, even if a strategy show is new, like, there's certain things you're gonna have to do. Like, be like Kendall, get in good with those girls, make multiple romantic connections, because you want to make it to how tonight, the way Andrina did not want to choose Tyreek's couple to battle, is because she cares about Tyreek and doesn't want to put him in a bad spot. She literally said that. So you want to be in the hearts of as many women and men. So you want to be in the hearts of as many people as possible in this villa, so that really you don't even have to compete that much. Okay? That's the social of it all. I think that's one of the reasons that Josh, even though he told us he's here for the money, he's kind of playing it up with Andrea as if he's into more, because, you know, it's to his advantage to do so. Because if he said otherwise, he would be friend zoning her and potentially ruining, like if it comes down to an Islander vote or something, you know. This is really juicy. Also, the girls, some of the people really care if you are in a strong couple. Maybe you lost your challenge, but you're in a strong couple. They don't want to break that up, so they will save you, even if it's not best for their game. So it's all coming together, and the fact that they upped the prize to $250K, I'm really curious if they're going to up the prize for next summer of Love Island, the mainstay show. And I'm curious to see what that brings about. And Love Island, the main show, is never going to be the same. But that's okay. I'm excited. I'm feeling nostalgic for a season that just ended. I'm just having a good old time, you guys. And I can't wait till the weather cools down. So I'll see you later. Have a good night.